true believers, Glenn here, and I'm back. I know it's been a little while, and I keep saying I'm going to get back to a regular schedule, but I mean it this time. I've made some changes in my off time to where I can make more videos, and I'm going to make them more consistently, including the return of some shows like Surprise Saturdays. I'm going to start doing a Funko Friday show. So we've got some fun things coming up. I'm going to get back to posting very often and very regularly. For the time being, however, I have a huge backlog of content for you, including subscription boxes, Funko Pop reviews, other things that are surprises that I'm going to get to. But I wanted to get started back as soon as I could, and here I am. So expect more regular videos, kind of like I was doing before the last few months, and I'm excited to get back into YouTube, more of a full-time process. So we're going to start with a box from a couple of months ago. This is the Marvel Collector Corps Doctor Strange box. Now this is the box from, I want to say, October? I believe that's when that came out, because this is when the movie came out, because we should be getting another Collector Corps box in December. I think I've got the timing right. So we've got the Marvel Collector Corps Doctor Strange. Now, as we know, with all of the Funko boxes lately, they've kind of thrown the mystery part out the window. They're not really mystery boxes anymore because they pretty much tell you what any pops are going to be now. They make their own unboxing videos before anybody gets their boxes. So before anybody has a chance to unbox and be surprised about anything, they post. There's a lot of spoilers out there. And obviously a box that's been out for a month or so is going to... there's already a lot of videos out there. So we're not going through that whole unboxing process with this. I've already looked at the items. I'm going to just kind of talk about each item with these boxes and what I think of them, and whether I think this box is worth subscribing to next month. So let's get right into it. All right, we'll start with the box itself, because the boxes are always very cool. This one, if there's a theme running through this Doctor Strange box, one word comes to mind, and it's trippy. Like the movie and like the comic. So when you're talking about Doctor Strange, you're talking about a character that hit its height in the 60s, very psychedelic type of book, and they've tried to translate that into the movie, and as such, into this box. So that's kind of the theme of this box. Starting with the box itself, you've got the artwork on the box. Again, very Doctor Strange, very trippy. We've got the pin and patch. So let's check those out first. Starting with the patch. There we go. There's the Doctor Strange patch. I dig the patch. I like that it's kind of that... The image is almost like old movie, again, very 60s kind of aesthetic, but also has the bright colors and looks good. So I like the patch. The pin, it's hard to go wrong with any pins for me that are green, and this is a very green pin, and I dig it because they just throw the Eye of Agamotto right in the center there, so it looks very cool. This is one of the cooler Collector Corps pins that I've seen, especially lately, so I dig that one a whole lot. Alright, rest of the box, I've obviously taken everything else out of it, but you've got, again, the Eye of Agamotto right there. So this would be a fun box to take apart and kind of look at all of the little artwork on it. Alright, so that is the box. So let's get into the items. It started with a spoiler card, which is another indication to me that they're not as interested in the mystery part, because they put the spoiler card right on top so you can just see everything that's in it before you even touch any of the items. So I'm gonna save the spoiler card for last because it's interesting in and of itself. But we will start with the shirt. I got a blue shirt this month, or this time around. And again, it continues that theme of it being trippy. you know, you've got the Doctor Strange on the side, kind of off center, kind of spacey. Doctor Strange pop in the middle, weaving his spells, almost going down a corridor. It just looks, it's trippy and it's cool, and it's still got that pop aesthetic to it. So looks pretty cool. I like the shirt. I like sometimes the Funko boxes will have shirts that are a little overly muted, like they're gray and they only have a one color of the characters. I like the ones that are pop oriented. So this one is very colorful and at the same time just a very cool design. All right, that is the shirt. We've got a comic, and this is Doctor Strange and the Sorcerer Supreme #1, variant edition obviously for this particular box. And the cover, again, very trippy, very Doctor Strange. So they did a good job with that. Bag and boarded. I'll probably re-bag this just because I don't like this kind of bag. But, you know, one thing about the Collector Core boxes and the Funko boxes in general, you pretty much know what you're going to get. You're going to get a shirt. You're going to get a comic. Almost always. You'll get a wearable and a comic, and then the Funko items. So they did a nice job on the shirt and the comic. All right, so let's dig into the meat of it, which would be the Funko Pop-related items. The Pop this time around is the Doctor Strange. This is the Astral Form Levitation, so exclusive to Collector Core. Look at the back of the box. You see there's another Astral Form, but that's just him standing, and then all the other various Doctor Strange Pops that are out there. A couple of variants here or there as well. In addition to, there's a Hot Topic, there's some other Doctor Strange ones. But as far as this Pop goes, we're going to take him out. And you can see he's levitating there. What I like is that, I'll try to demo it, he's standing, the figure itself stands on his cloak of levitation. So I dig that. Something we've never seen before, right? Usually there's been some sort of stand separate from everything else, or feet, or even kneeling or sitting down, standing up that way. But this is the first Pop I've seen where part of the clothing makes the stand. I just think that's a cool effect. I like it. As far as the Pop itself, I've never been a big fan of monochromic Pops. Variants, whether they're the black and white or the all one color of some sort. So, because I always saw them as far as a paint job as being kind of lazy, but this one at least has that, it's not just yellow, it's yellow and glittery, and it's definitely got a hue to it that's not just a color. It really achieves the effect really well. It's not really translucent, which, you know, I'm not sure how they would do that, but you know, so he's not really fading at all, but it achieves the effect pretty well. And again, my favorite part is the fact that he just sits on the cloak like that. So that's the Pop. And then the other Funko item, this causes some controversy sometimes with these boxes, because actually anytime that it's anything but a Pop, you do have a segment of the people that get this box that get a little disappointed because they don't like anything else. So they don't like the Dorbs, they don't like the Rock Candies, they don't like the Pop Home, which is what we're going to go over now. They don't like any of the non-Pop items from Funko. So, or, you know, whatever one they decide to include in the box. So when you have a Pop Home item, sometimes you get some backlash about that, just because it's, oh, I would have rather had another Pop or something like that. But I like that they change it up. They don't put the same things in every box. This one is Pop Home. This is the Doctor Strange mug. And added to quite a few other mugs from the Pop Home collection. They're the ceramic collector's mug. Again, not really meant to drink out of. I mean, if you look, the lip, you know, it's not very practical. But they're cool for display. If you're displaying mugs in your kitchen, you want that geeky display. I've got quite a few of these, and this makes a great addition. I like the way his cloak comes up over his face like that, and he's got kind of that very serious look. that Dr. Strange will have. So I dig this. I dig this this mug quite a bit. Again, it's something that not a lot of people connect with, or a lot of people don't connect with. But as far as changing it up and not just making it a double pop or, you know, some other random figure, they are doing something different. So I don't mind that. So that's pretty much it. It's pretty standard stuff. You've got two Funko pop type items: the patch, the pin, the shirt, and the comic. And you can pretty much rely on the collector core for that. So the spoiler card starts with what's coming up next. So the next box, which will come out next month, is going to be the X-Men box. And then the spoiler card. I like the behind the scenes stuff that they do, talking about the design, how they started this particular pop. Started off one color, because in the comics it's kind of a greenish hue as the Astral form. But in the movies they decided to make it a yellowish form, so they changed the pop kind of on the fly once they knew how the effect would look. So that's kind of an interesting story on there. Talking about the comic and how the comic cover was inspired by a real Doctor Strange comic cover. And then some other behind the scenes stuff about how the design of the t-shirt, the design of the mug, things like that. So I always enjoy their spoiler card because it gives a little bit of a behind the scenes action there. Well, that's about it for the box. I dig this box. I always, you know, I never really have any major problems with the Funko boxes, but the fact that we got quite a unique pop as far as the mold goes, another home mug, which I have a collection of, which I like. I really like the pin a lot. This is honestly, it's one of my favorite items from the box this month. The comic, pretty standard, and the shirt was very cool as well. Again, I like the design. I like that it's blue and not gray or black. And it's got good coloring and a good design on the shirt as well. So, A box for me for sure. Hope you enjoyed. I know you've probably seen half a dozen of these unboxings of this box already. Again, I'm a little late to the party, but I'm going to be catching up, trust me. So I'm looking forward to the next box, and this one was a winner for me. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you subscribe, throw us a like, and throw us a comment down there. Let me know how you thought the box was, and what you're feeling about the collector core and the way it's trending. So until next time, we will see you shortly. Bye bye.